Hey guys, I'm Bryson here, and welcome to my show. And today we're going to react to a 23-year-old making $25,000 a year. And by the way, I decided to do this now, where at the end of the video, I'll either like or dislike the video if I like it or if I don't like it. Stick around to the end to see basically did Tommy like this video or did he dislike it, okay? I'll dislike the video, like for real. I haven't disliked the video on YouTube in like forever. The only video I disliked was based, remember that Justin Bieber video where everybody disliked it? Well, I was a follower and I disliked it also, okay? But I actually liked the video. I actually like Justin Bieber's music back then, okay? But I wasn't able to admit it, you know, because all my friends were like, nah. Well, guys, okay. This video is all about a 23-year-old making $25K in Greater Baltimore, and let's see exactly what his lifestyle is like. And by the way, guys, if you guys know the vibes, okay? I post videos every single day. Make sure to go ahead and like this video, and on top of that, also destroy the subscribe button down below if you guys are new here, okay? Without further ado, let's see exactly how this guy, 23-year-old by the way, I'm 24, 1 year younger than me, so let's see exactly how he spends his money. Bro, look at all these credit cards. I see right here, I think I see Chase. I see, I don't really recognize these credit cards like that, man. Are they credit cards or debit cards? That orange one, I haven't seen before. Which one is that, guys? Comment down below, let me know.
I'm Jerome Gillespie. I'm 23 years old. I live in Baltimore, Maryland, and I make...
Yo, Baltimore is right next to New York. I had no idea.
$25,000 a year. So I'm a manager of a tax office, and also I do Uber and...
He's a manager at a tax office and he makes $25,000 a year? And does Uber and Lyft? That's strange. I want to hear the full story of this.
Lyft.
Oh, he makes $14.50 at the... yeah, I forgot. He's just a manager there. He's not the actual owner of the tax office. That's the guy making 80% of all the money. I almost forgot that. And Uber and Lyft, you make a lot of money, but it's all dependable also in the area you actually live in, what the going rate actually is. One thing I hate about Uber is how right when you need it, the price goes up. When you don't need it, it goes down. I wish you just had, for example, fixed prices going towards locations, right? But then it's all about demand and supply and all this nonsense. But I get it. His pay as an Uber driver and Lyft driver is calculated by miles and minutes. Okay, great. How much does he make? Most of Jerome's income came from Uber and Lyft. Wow.
This year, since I was only doing pretty much taxes, that kind of lowered my income because, believe it or not, I actually make more money doing Uber and Lyft a lot of the times than when I do doing taxes.
That's so strange, man. And by the way, a tax office manager. So this guy have like a degree in accounting. And by the way, if he goes to college and get, for example, becomes like an accountant, like a bachelor's degree in accounting, and then goes out and become a CPA, like a CPA certificate, then he can make a lot of money potentially.
The tax season got extended, so I was doing that more often. But I really like doing taxes though because it gives me more knowledge or human capital, so to speak. So that can actually help me in my future more than probably doing Uber and Lyft can.
I think Uber is great for money, but he's right on that. Like, taxes is like a better skill. But as far as like taxes helping you that much, it doesn't really help you that much. It helps you, for example, solve someone's problem, but you personally, not really that much. Hold up, guys. I just noticed here that there's always like these little captions. Let me just take these off real quick. All right, we're back on. He pays $823 a month in rent, electricity, and Wi-Fi with his friend. Looks like a bachelor a bachelor pad with like all those little like cabinets in the back. Oh, so his mom and all that stuff. You have the electricity. We had our electricity cut off once. I remember it, it was like, I remember we saw the guy who was outside. He was like, we're gonna cut it. And my mom was like, don't cut it. It was so funny. I don't know what happened or why it happened. I think they forgot to, it wasn't like because they couldn't pay it, guys. It was because they probably forgot to pay. But I remember they were gonna cut it off. I'm like, what's going on here, Oh, no. I think we were moving out, so she stopped paying it, I think. But yeah, oh man, but it's different when you cannot make a payment and they just cut it off because basically you just can't afford the light bill. My grandma had that problem a lot in the Dominican Republic, so I do feel his pain on this.
Seeing an eviction notice or like getting the lights or electric turned off, it didn't really bother me because I knew that they were going to be coming back on sometime soon. But to me, I felt like those were just things.
You know, guys, you know something? Sometimes what's not normal becomes your normal. Like getting an eviction notice, or for example, like the lights getting cut off or whatever. If you grew up like that, oh, this is normal stuff. It's not normal. It's not normal. It's not supposed to be normal, I should say, right? But it can be normalized in somebody else's life, right? It's interesting. It's interesting.
Things that happen every once in a while. Perhaps maybe that was the reason why ever since I was a little kid, I was extremely frugal and tight with my money. It's a nice town, has a nice scenery, but the people in that area were very, very racist growing up.
Yo, man, America is very interesting, right? Honestly, if I'm being honest here, I've never dealt with any like real like racism. You know what I mean? When I grew up like in the Dominican Republic, those are my people. There was nothing going on like that. Tortola, also my people. Nothing happened. By the way, Tortola's like a part of the British Virgin Islands. Tortola is a part of the British Virgin Islands. Nothing like that either. Puerto Rico, nothing like that either. New York, nothing like that either. You know, I've always had the privilege of being around people that are just like me and people that are just kind of like respectful all the time. You know what I mean? But it's interesting. It's interesting. Like in certain parts, man, it's just insane. You know, that doesn't still exist like till this day. Ignorance is real, man.
It did definitely hurt my confidence as a person. When you're raised there for so long, you start to think that that's kind of just how the entire everyone is.
Yeah, you build this kind of like little bubble, and the bubble pops hopefully when you move out of that place. So sometimes, man, you gotta run far and get away.
And I realized that that's not really the case, and that I slowly but surely over time regained that confidence that was lost from being there.
That's awesome. Savings mindset. That's his piggy bank, and I can tell that it's been opened on the side. Yeah. I like piggy banks that cannot be opened, and I only open them on a set date. That's how I used to do it back in the days. So I'll put like a date on it, and if it wasn't that date, I couldn't open it. Like usually like a year later. (2014) in Frostburg, Maryland. He started college, guys. When he transferred to Baltimore school, closer to his brother, he didn't have anywhere to stay. I feel that.
I was living with my girlfriend at the time, and her roommate didn't want me there. So to keep the peace, I really had nowhere else to go because I was waiting to move in with my brother. I had to sleep in my 1993 Firebird Pontiac, and it...
Is that a nice car, guys? Is that a nice car? I don't know. It looks like a very nice car. The thing is, you know, that's why it's so important that you have an emergency fund, right? So when things happen like this, you can basically say, hey, I'm good to go. I'm going to be okay, right? Being dependable on somebody else is not something that I ever want to be, like on purpose, right? I don't want to rely on the what's it called? How does Warren Buffett say it? I don't want to rely on the kindness of strangers. That's not what I want to do with my life at all, especially with your girlfriend or those situations there sleeping in a car. Not cool. I don't like that at all for anyone.
It was very small. The window was broke, so it kind of started getting cold in August and September. I was going to class, I was working in the afternoons, and I was sleeping in my car at night.
Jerome also slept on his brother's couch for almost a year. I mean, okay, man. I mean, it's part of the game, you know what I mean? How do I say this, man? This is like tough stuff, but you know, remember when I said like things that are not normal get more normalized? I've seen this a lot before. You know, for a while, I had to, when I came to New York, guys, I didn't stay, my mom wasn't here. So I had to go, for example, to my grandfather's house, also my aunt's house and so on. So I get what he's saying here, you know, but there's also like a part of it, like once you land a job and you get a steady job, like it's all about making yourself a little bit more comfortable. That's all it is. At least like in New York, we like basically like rent a room. That way you don't have to like sleep in a couch or a car. So there's always like an option for it.
At the end of the day, it gave me a wonderful opportunity to save money. Another thing I did to save money was I started eating once a day. So
I eat once a day also sometimes, but not for saving money, for like health reasons, right? Not bad ones, like intermittent fasting though. Like I eat a lot in one sitting and I can get all my calories done, and then I put my body in a state of like where it's burning fat. But I don't like the idea of like skimping out on nutrition in order to save money. Not a good idea at all, because then it'll hurt you and bite you in the butt later on in life.
At first I did this just to save money because I just didn't have a lot of money coming in and I was spending money on books and stuff like that. And I wanted to save money up so I can get my own apartment, get out the living room.
Currently, Jerome spends $200 on food. Not that bad, not that bad. One person, not that bad at all. I like it. $50 a week. And eats once to twice a day. I mean, the pain like this guy is like dying poor, man. I don't like this whole storyline for this whole video, right? The guy's doing well. He doesn't make that much money. I get it, right? But 25K, he has like his own 1-bedroom apartment and all that stuff, right? It's not like, oh my gosh, like this guy is just starving. No, he can like go, for example, and buy some decent amount of food for $200. Okay, it's fine. Like that's usually like an option. Okay, I don't like the idea like my boy's like over here starving and all that stuff. I don't like this storyline. It feels a little bit like that. I'm just being honest.
I just have a natural tendency to not want to spend money. But as far as tracking things, I do try to track all of my income and my expenses.
People say that, like I track everything, but you don't have a budget, so you don't really know what you're doing. You need a budget, man. You need some form of budget. Like my budget is very like relaxed. Whatever money I have in my account, I can spend without feeling bad about it, because all my money is also being invested and doing everything automatically. So whatever money I have in my check-ins, I can use that money for whatever I want. I feel pretty good about that. Now housing is the biggest expense here, $823. Food $200, phone bill $67. That's pretty high. You can get one for $35. Miscellaneous, not that bad. Books $40, gym $40, transportation $30, subscription $24. Not that bad, not that bad at all. It's not a bad budget, but overall, think about it, guys. Okay, this is what you guys need to understand, right? If this guy spends $12,282 a month times 12, that's around 15K. He should have left, for example, an extra 10K a year, right? Like just saying. But if he has that money left over, use that money to go ahead and upgrade your skills. Once your skill is upgraded, you can make a lot more money and keep the same lifestyle and invest more, invest more, invest more. Buy a property, buy a home, pay it off.
On like an income statement, and then also I do a balance sheet at the end of every month. I recently started categorizing my expenses, and also I kind of track how much increase and decrease each of my asset categories and liability categories.
That's pretty, it reminds me of my friend Malvin. Pretty detailed stuff, you know what I mean? I keep things simple. I don't do all this stuff, right? I like to keep things very, very simple. I give myself maybe, for example, like $100, like maybe to like $150 a week, and that's it. That's all the money I give myself, and then all the rest of the money just basically gets invested and distributed across every single platform. That's the idea. I don't like the idea of like sitting here and like, oh, this goes into this account, this goes into this account. No, 150 is there. I can use that money for whatever I want to. That's what I usually do.
Have grown over the course of the year, and I also track my savings rate.
Yeah, 10K per year. But invest that money into yourself. Get a new skill. That's gonna be the biggest thing here. You should always like save and invest first, and then spend the money on expenses, right? You do that first, and then you cover the expenses.
I had like almost no money in the bank account. I had like $40. That was like in 2017. I just decided that I was never going to have less than $100 in my bank account ever.
I remember when I had a dollar. I think I had negative $1.28 in my account one day. And I was like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Like, it gets to that point, guys. I remember, wow, that's insane, man. It's just step by step, you know. When you don't know, you don't know. But once you know, you know. You know what I mean?
Ever again in my life. I just started buying stocks, and I just started researching companies and trying to figure out what I need to do to make intelligent investments. Eventually, I learned about a Roth IRA. And basically, the Roth IRA was another thing that I started putting money into. I mean, it seemed like a wonderful deal. I love making tax-free money, so I decided.
I mean, all right. Your money is growing tax-free, but if you still have debt, Jerome, it is still going to be a problem, right? Because, by the way, that money is being, like, trapped there also for a while, for at least, like, a minimum of 5 years, right? So the idea is, again, upgrade your skill. Focus on upgrading your skill. I hope I hear, like, oh, I'm going to college, I'm doing this. Let me just watch this whole video first. You know, so far, will I like this video or will I dislike it? I don't know.
Decided just to put money in there.
He recently withdrew $8,500 to put towards his student loans. You see what I'm saying? Like, just focus on paying that off, man. Because the thing is that when the stock market is up, you think like, oh, I'm making so much money, right? I can do this every day. But when it goes down and you put like 1,000 and you have $500 left, it's a problem, right? Because your money is gone, evaporated, and you still have that debt. Pay off the debt. He has about $4,500 left in his Roth IRA. So he is withdrawing money. You see what I'm saying, guys? Do you see what I'm saying? And around $13,000 between brokerages accounts and Robinhood. Just pay off the loans, bro.
When I was in 8th grade, I was diagnosed with a heart condition that was potentially deadly. And the doctor said that if you exercise real hard, you could die at any moment.
Oh, that's what they told to that thing. It's like that's when you have a hole in your heart. So through the surgery to like plug the hole. That might be what he's saying. David Goggins had that, and he ran like 200 something miles. Don't do that, obviously, right? But let me hear this whole story.
So I continued exercising hard. I continued living my life the way that I wanted to live my life. I never.
I like this guy, man. I like this. Pretty dumb idea, right? I like this guy. I like this guy a lot, man. You got to work out, man. You got to exercise. You got to take care of your body. You got to take care of your health. You know what I mean? And figure out exactly like how you can take care of that, right? Because your health is also important. David Goggins had like a whole surgery on his heart, and it got taken care of. So that's awesome. Jerome took out $20,000 in economic injury disaster loans. Oh my God. Because he's basically like an Uber driver, so it's like a business, so he can do that. And let me guess, he's going to go ahead and invest that money. I actually did something like this with like $28,000. But again, right? And I can invest that money and like for the next 30, 40 years, that's fine. But I don't owe any other money, right? That's the idea. And if I want to, I can just pay it off right now. But the idea of getting into more debt, when you basically have the student loan that are about like around you too. Damn, this feels like a lot like what I did. And I don't really like it that much. So I don't really like what I did either. Thinking about it, right? Because I have, for example, 20K student loan debt. I have the money to pay it off when I want to. In forbearance, for example, like in September, when it's time, I'll pay it off in full. But I also have, for example, $28,000 in this whole economic thing, but it's at 3.75%. So if I keep investing, it'll basically level off because it's a very low rate. Over the next 30, 40 years, I make a lot more money while I'm paying off, for example, like the interest and everything like that. So it does make sense, but it's also risky. I understand what the game I'm playing, right? But I also have the money to pay it off anytime. And I also have enough passive income coming in to pay that without having to worry about it. So I get why I did it, but it's also very risky. So be very careful because you also have other debt. So yeah, I get it. But I don't agree with it. I don't recommend you do what I did or what this guy did either. Yeah. I use that money to basically pay the salary of my business, by the way. It's not just for investing. So you can only use it basically for business purposes. So if that's to pay your salary, you can do that and so on and so on. But then once you pay your salary, you can do whatever you want with it.
I figured the interest rate was 3.75%. Yeah. I could almost guarantee, based off my calculations, to get a higher...
You can't guarantee that.
...return on investment than 3.75%, either with Uber and Lyft or some other endeavor.
Jerome is required to start paying in a year. Yeah, same here. I'll put it like an auto pay and forget about it. But be very careful, man, because again, this guy's also like picking stocks and so on. So if he picks the wrong stock, he might be into trouble. What I do is basically like index fund invested, right? 50 years, almost a century, showing like, hey, this is going to work, right? According to the knowledge out there. And the idea is that if I put that money in there for 10, 20, 30 years without needing it, it'll keep growing and growing and growing. But if you're picking stocks, be very careful with this game. $95 a month for a period of 30 years. By the way, guys, $95 times 12 is around $1,000 over 30 years. Well, he's paying them back $34,000, but if he invests that money at around a 10 to 12% rate, he's gonna make, for example, like a lot more than this. So I also understand that it's gonna be. Let's run that math. Actually, let's go ahead and run that math. Okay, let's just do that math. I think he borrowed, what was it, like $20,000? So let's do compound interest calculator. And let's do the math here. Compound interest calculator. And let's see exactly what we get here. So if you invest, for example, at least the way I invest, $20,000, right? And you don't add any more money, and you let it grow, for example, for 30 years, the same amount, at a 10% return, in reality, you would have around $348,000. That's the math I did also, but instead, I owe, for example, $28,000 and around $800, right? So in my math, it's kind of like, hey, I'll have, for example, $500K. Well, I'll be paying them, for example, like 50 or 40K. The math says it's a good idea, right? But only if you leave that money there for a very long term and you basically don't need the money. That's the big thing. So you get to make this big investment with somebody else's money. But if you already have debt, it can be very, very difficult. So be very careful.
I plan to stop driving for Uber and Lyft.
And by the way, remember guys, okay, this is 30 years, right? 30 years means for 30 years, you're not gonna touch this money. So this money is like not even in your recession, right? So, and it's also costing you money every single month, right? So that's the whole thing. So even in Jerome's space here, I would still recommend, bro, just get a job, get like a career and get a new skill so you have money, not to worry about these things that much.
As soon as I possibly can. I want to move on to something that is probably a little bit more lucrative and that makes a little bit more money. I would like to actually get into software engineering and...
Guys, this guy is going places. This guy's going places.
And also maybe at somewhere down the line, get an accounting degree perhaps. And
you gotta pick one. Accounting and software engineering are two different degrees, right? Unless you're gonna build, for example, a new software to compete with TurboTax or whatever, right? But pick one. Pick one, pick one, pick one. They're both great degrees. I like these now picking, for example, like a fantasy degree, like Spanish again. I like it a lot, but pick one and stick to it.
And work in that field as well. I want to have enough investment income to cover my monthly expenses, plus be able to save 50% of my income thereafter. But another big investment goal is I want to buy my first piece of real estate.
People have all these plans, man. This guy is 23 years old and has all these plans. Get rid of your debt. The investments, it's okay, right? But focus on building a skill. Build a skill. Get that income. And then from then on, step by step, you start saving up for the down payment and so on. You got to take time. You're 23 years old. Step by step.
Right now, I pretty much have everything that I could want and enjoy in life. I have a family and friends that I enjoy and that I care about. So
That's awesome.
really can't have much to complain. The only thing I don't have is just financial freedom completely, like investment income enough to cover my expenses.
Yeah.
And, or passive income enough to cover my expenses. And that's only really my next goal, is just to have enough passive income. But everything else in life I pretty much already have.
Health, wealth, love, and happiness. Health, wealth, love, and happiness. There's a saying that says, be content, but always move forward, right? Contentness is fine. Yes, you enjoy what you have, but you got to keep moving forward. I'm happy to have my family, happy to have my fiance, but I'm not content. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to keep getting more and more and more of what I want out of life, right? I'm going to squeeze every single drip out of this lemonade, right? That's the idea. Passive income is great, but that's basically the foundation. It's just like step one. But then after step one, that's when things start to get a lot more fun. Once you have passive income, guys, and you say like, hey, I'm taken care of, my family's taken care of, well, now it gives you a lot more freedom to go ahead and build, hey, now I'm going to build some massive mother wealth, right? That's the thing.
The only thing that income could do is help me reach that goal a little bit faster. Right about now, I am thanking myself every single day for that decision that I made to sleep on that couch, to eat once a day, to live that lifestyle, so I don't have to live that lifestyle ever again.
I guess. But you didn't have to do that, man. You can just buy like a can of beans, some rice, and some chicken, and eat every like 3 times a day, and not spend that much money either, right? But you got to understand these things also, man. Overall, do I like this video or not? Let's go ahead and basically give this video a like. I actually like the video a lot, guys. Okay, it was pretty cool. 2 things here. Income is the main focus. Having a lot of debt, not a good idea. Too much leverage is crazy. And the idea that basically I'm going to focus on investing, but I don't have a skill is also not that good. If you're going to do software engineering, great. Accounting, great. But overall, man, I like this guy a lot. He's going places, he's going to do great jobs. But again, overall, the idea is you got to go out there. You got to get a better skill. For example, I have an accounting degree. If I want to use that, I can if I want to increase my income even further. But I just make a lot of money from YouTube, so I don't need to do that just yet, right? But if I had to, I would. And with that income, I can go ahead and start investing. But if I make, for example, 25K, I spend 15K on my expenses, I have 10K left. If I invest that money, when am I going to be free? In like 20, 30 years? The answer is yeah, potentially. But if I grab that 10K, I go to college, in 2-3 years, I have my degree or whatever I want to do, or a trade job, whatever. Now I'm earning, for example, 60 to 80K. I'm still living on, for example, 15K. All that money is just investing, guys. And that's the main key here. Guys, overall, I like the video. pretty good. What do you guys think about it? And by the way, I'm not gonna eat once a day because I want to save money. No, I can buy beans and rice and eat and cook that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm still gonna eat properly, okay? That's the idea. I'll see you guys next time, and comment down below, guys, and let me know, what did you think about this video? I'll see you guys next time, and as always, if you wanna call me or talk to me one-on-one, well, join me on my third channel, link down below, from Monday to Friday, and the channel is called Ask Tommy Bryson. And I also have the main channel, Tommy Bryson. You guys know about that. I post there every single day also. And on top of that, also, DM me on Instagram, Tommy Bryson, any questions. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, get notified. And as always, peace.